It's official. Sabrina Ionescu and Steph Curry will be facing off against each other on February 17th. And honestly, I'm kind of afraid for Steph. Stay tuned to discover why Steph may have bitten off more than he can chew. First, who exactly is Sabrina Ionescu? And why is she, along with hundreds of thousands of fans, certain she can even compete with the most excellent shooter the game has ever seen? Well, to answer that, let's go back. Born on December 6, 1997 in Walnut Creek, California, Ionescu's ascent to greatness began long before she set foot on the hallowed courts of the University of Oregon. From the verdant landscapes of the Pacific Northwest emerged a basketball prodigy, a player whose prodigious talents and killer work ethic set her apart from her peers. As a highly scouted recruit, Ionescu decided to join the Oregon Ducks, a program known for a resurgence under the stewardship of Coach Kelly Graves. Little did the basketball world know that the arrival of this unassuming Californian would herald a transformative era for the Ducks and reshape the narrative of women's college basketball. Ionescu's freshman campaign in the 2016-2017 season foreshadowed the brilliance that would define her collegiate career, averaging 14.6 points, 6.6 rebounds, and 5.5 assists per game. She immediately asserted herself as a triple threat on the court. Her basketball IQ, court vision, and ability to score from anywhere on the floor were evident, setting the stage for a mesmerizing journey over the next 4 years. As the seasons unfolded, so did Ionescu's legend. Her sophomore year saw her leading the Ducks to the NCAA tournament's Elite Eight, a remarkable achievement that fueled the growing expectations surrounding the program. The narrative was evolving. Oregon was no longer an underdog. They were a force to be reckoned with, guided by the indomitable spirit of Sabrina Ionescu. The 2018-19 season marked a massive upgrade in Ionescu's college career, averaging a triple-double for the entire season. She shattered records. She transcended statistical milestones, becoming the first player in NCAA history, men's or women's, to record 2,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, and 1,000 assists in a career. The triple-double machine had arrived, and with her at the helm, the Ducks soared to unprecedented heights. As Oregon made a historic run to the NCAA Final Four, Ionescu's leadership and clutch performances became the stuff of legend. Her iconic triple-double in the Elite Eight against Mississippi State, a game-sealing three-pointer in the waning moments, resonated far beyond the confines of the basketball court. It was a moment that encapsulated the true greatness of Sabrina Ionescu, a player who thrived in the crucible of pressure and elevated her teammates to greatness. The 2019-2020 season loomed as Ionescu's final chapter in an Oregon uniform. Her decision to return for her senior year underscored a commitment to her team and an unquenchable thirst for one accolade that eluded her, an NCAA championship. The Ducks embarked on a quest for glory, with Ionescu as the talismanic leader. However, the basketball world was thrust into uncharted territory as the COVID-19 pandemic disrupted the entire sports world and the world at large. The NCAA tournament was canceled, leaving Ionescu's college career without the grand finale it deserved. Yet, even in the face of unforeseen adversity, Ionescu's legacy was secure. In April of 2020, Sabrina was selected first by the New York Liberty, and well, the rest is history. Right now, she's putting up 17 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists per game while shooting a ridiculous 44% from the three-point line. She is the most dangerous shooter in women's basketball. However, Steph is the greatest shooter in basketball history. This 2024 season hasn't been the most glamorous for the former MVP, but still, one thing that hasn't changed is his ability to make threes at a higher rate than anyone else. He's shooting 41% from three on 11 attempts per game, which is unheard of. And whenever people try and say he isn't the best shooter in the NBA because someone else has a higher percentage than him, I just laugh, because it's clear that people don't understand that Steph is shooting over 40% from three while taking logo threes and off-balance threes, which is 100 times harder than shooting 40% off of spot-ups. And side note here, can we acknowledge how great of a commissioner Adam Silver is? This is an event we all want to see, especially in this era of the whole men versus women gender war, which is dumb and it shouldn't even be a thing to begin with. But still, the reality is, it is a thing. And for that reason, there will be a record-breaking number of people tuning in. And Adam Silver knows that that's going to be bucket loads of money. Everyone wants to see how a WNBA player will do against an NBA player. It's been a curious thought on all of our minds for a while now. And not just any player, the greatest shooter ever competing in a three-point contest is crazy. But what's even crazier is that there's been a woman drafted into the NBA before, and her name was Lucia Harris. Harris, a powerhouse from Delta State University in Mississippi, had been a dominant force in women's collegiate basketball. Her ability on the court was undeniable. undeniable, and she'd become a two-time All-American, surprising everyone with her scoring ability, rebounding tenacity, and an unmistakable flair for the game. As the 1977 NBA draft approached, Harris stood at the starting line of history, poised to challenge the gender norms that had long confined women to the sidelines of professional basketball. On that fateful day, as the NBA franchises gathered to make their selections, the New Orleans Jazz made a groundbreaking decision. In the 7th round, with the 137th overall pick, they selected Lucia Harris. The announcement echoed through the basketball world, drawing a mix of astonishment, excitement, and skepticism. Harris, however, remained undeterred, ready to seize the opportunity that had been presented to her. The journey from the small town of Minster City, Mississippi, to the grand stage of the NBA was arduous. Growing up, she faced numerous challenges as a female athlete in a society that often questioned the legitimacy of women's sports. Yet, fueled by a burning passion for the game, Harris had risen above societal expectations, rewriting the narrative for future generations of aspiring female athletes. As news of Harris's draft selection spread, the basketball community erupted in both support and, of course, negativity. Some hailed the move as a progressive step towards gender equality in sports, while others doubted Harris's ability to compete at the highest level of men's basketball. The New Orleans Jazz, recognizing her skill and potential, saw beyond gender stereotypes, envisioning Harris as a player who could contribute to their team. Harris's entry into the NBA was challenging. She faced heavy backlash from fans, media, and even some within the league who questioned the decision to draft a woman. Harris showcased her talent in preseason games and proved that she belonged on the same court as her male counterparts. While her NBA career was brief, consisting of only a handful of preseason appearances, Harris left an enduring legacy. So while I doubt there will ever be a woman redrafted into the NBA, I just thought I'd point out that throughout the course of history, the two sides have intertwined every blue moon. But how exactly could this shooting contest go between these two stars? While it's hard to give a definitive answer, we can look at their form, starting with Steph. One cannot dissect Curry's shooting form without talking about the lightning-quick release that has become something he is specifically notorious for. The mere milliseconds it takes for him to transition from the catch to the release shows his insane muscle memory, which has been forged through countless repetition. This rapid-fire release minimizes the time defenders have to contest his shot, and also imparts an unpredictable rhythm that makes him a nightmare to guard. At the heart of Curry's shooting mechanics lies a nuanced dip in his motion. As he gathers the ball, a subtle but crucial lowering below his waist creates a spring-like effect in his legs. When executed seamlessly, this dip generates a fluid and dynamic rhythm, providing the impetus for a quick and explosive release. It's a motion that adds a layer of unpredictability to Curry's shooting, leaving defenders guessing when the shot is coming. Balance, often the most essential quality of every great shooter, is another area where Curry's form excels. Whether pulling up off the dribble or catching and shooting on the move, his ability to maintain equilibrium is extraordinary. This balance allows him to square up to the basket consistently, regardless of the situation, and serves as the linchpin for the accuracy that has become synonymous with his name. The mechanics of Curry's follow-through are comparable to a ballet dancer conducting a flawless routine. The picturesque extension of his shooting arm, the graceful flick of the wrist, and the high release point all contribute to the ball's seamless, guided direction towards the basket. As for Sabrina's form, it's just as lovely. What's unique about her form is how quick her dip is. It doesn't take long for her to get her shot off at all. This, like Steph, makes it incredibly hard to contest and block her shot. And I'm sure it's not something she intentionally does either, it's just naturally how she shoots. And when you naturally shoot that quick, it makes being a consistent shooter a lot easier, because you aren't thinking, just firing. It also benefits her in a three-point shooting contest when time is running down and shots need to get up quickly. It won't be a problem. However, just like Steph's shot isn't the most orthodox and quote-unquote textbook, hers isn't either. Her guide hand, which is her left, doesn't go straight up. It bends at the elbow, which is something I'm sure all of her youth coaches tried to change. It does look weird, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think over the past several years, school textbook shooting form is becoming less and less important. I mean, Steph's shot isn't textbook, but it isn't funky looking either. And then you have Tyrese Halliburton, who's a 40% shooter and one of the oddest forms you'll ever see. All in all, for every reason we just went over in this video, this three-point shooting contest will be historic. But I want to know your thoughts. Who do you think will win, Steph or Sabrina? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.